Review this. One of these fights, every single one of these fights, could very well be a main event anywhere in the world. We are just so excited for what is to come. At 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, it is PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. As we want to acknowledge our promoters once again, TGB Promotions in association with MP Promotions, Samson Boxing, No Limit Boxing, and the Rose Brothers, and Mayweather Promotions, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours, and brought to you by Universal Pictures. Nobody 2, only in theaters on August 15th. We will begin our pay-per-view portion. This is a WBA featherweight title eliminator as we bring up to the stage with a record of 27 wins, 4 losses, 15 wins coming by way of knockout, proudly representing Los Angeles, a 3-time world title challenger, most recently defeated Arnold Kagai back in March. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the always action-packed Joet Gonzalez.
Thank you guys for being here. The media, my team, my supporters. I'm very excited for this fight. Happy to be here and extremely motivated. And I'm coming with everything to give a great fight Saturday and most importantly, get that win. Thank you.
Thank you to Joet Gonzalez. Now let's bring up his opponent. 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Former world champion at super bantamweight and featherweight from Weslaco, Texas, training in Southern California alongside renowned trainer Manny Robles. This guy always brings the intensity inside the ring. Expect action from this young man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brandon, the Heartbreaker Figueroa.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. First off, I want to thank our Heavenly Father for allowing us to come together and share this beautiful sport of boxing. It's brutal, yet beautiful, yet we young gentlemen here sacrifice everything to entertain you guys, and above all, for the passion, the glory. I'm just very excited for Saturday, stacked card. I'm excited to fight alongside these great champions, these great warriors, and I'm coming with everything. Big shout out to my team, Manny Robles, Urban Matias, Edgar Hassel, Manny Jr., everyone from LA that welcomed me with open arms, my cousin that was with me every step of the way, thank you. Everyone in my family that's here, all the media, everyone that put this together, TGB, All Heyman, Sylvia, Luis de Cuba. I'm just very excited, man. Just very excited, very happy. Can't wait to share this greatness alongside these gentlemen and fight under Pacquiao and Barrios. Very excited, and I can't wait to showcase my skills this Saturday night. Thank you guys for coming.
Brandon Figueroa also, that is one heck of an outfit that you're wearing. Only you can pull that off. Brandon the Heartbreaker Figueroa. Well, now let's discuss one of 2 rematches on this pay-per-view star-studded night of boxing. This is for the interim WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. Our first fighter that'll be making his way to the stage with a record of 22 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. 26 years of age, fighting out of San Diego, known for his aggressive style that he used to give Pitbull-Cruz all that he can handle back in February. He joins us from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, presenting Anel Fiero.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Primero que nada, quiero agradecer a Dios por esta oportunidad. A Bostar, PBC, Robert García por haberme aceptado en su equipo. Y bueno, estoy muy motivado por esta segunda pelea contra Pitbull. Va a ser una guerra. Ya dimos una guerra el mes de febrero. Y pues bueno, tenemos una gran cartelera al lado de Manny Pacquiao, Barrios, mis alrededores, grandes personajes. Y estoy seguro que mi revancha contra Pitbull no va a ser la excepción. Vamos a dar una guerra y aclarar esas dudas. Gracias.
Well, hey everyone, how's it going? Thank you very much for having me here. You saw in February, it was a war. And this time it's going to be no exception. It's going to be a war once again. I'm here as a part of a stack card, so I want to thank PBC, Robert Garcia, my team, everyone that made it possible. And we're here as part of Pacquiao Barrios. Doesn't get better than that. So get ready, because this Saturday, all doubts, all the things that weren't cleared up in February, they're going to get cleared up now, I promise.
Very focused indeed is Anel Fiero. And now a man who Fiero knows quite well, with a record of 27 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Former super lightweight world champion, looking to score a 2nd straight W over Anel Fiero from Mexico City. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fan favorite, Isaac Pitbull-Cruz.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes a todos. Antes que nada quiero dar las gracias a Dios por una gran oportunidad, a PBC Al a Manny Pacquiao Promotions, a mi esposa, a mis hijos, y bueno, solo venimos a recoger lo que nos pertenece por ese título del mundo del Consejo, y bueno, estamos listos para darles lo mejor de nosotros y que la gente sea la ganadora. Muchas gracias.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me here. First of all, I want to thank PBC, Al Heyman, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, everyone that was involved in this fight. Wouldn't be possible without you. I want to also thank my wife and my kids. They're my rock. And, you know, I want the fans to be the true winners on Saturday night. It's going to be a great fight. I got ready for this, and now it's showtime.
Also want to acknowledge the fact that Isaac Pitbull-Cruz is promoted by MP Promotion. Sean Gibbons is here somewhere in the building. And quick story about Isaac Pitbull-Cruz. He actually came here to Las Vegas prior to Manny Pacquiao's last professional prize fight about 4 years ago. And he walked here in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. He hadn't made his national television debut just yet. And no one really came up to him, but he was here to support his promoter in Manny Pacquiao. And now this guy can't go anywhere. Fans mob him. They love him. And he's certainly emblematic of what it means to be a Mexican prize fighter. Isaac Pitbull-Cruz, ladies and gentlemen. Now we get ready for our co-main event, another rematch. What a war this was. We've been using that term a lot, but it certainly bears for this particular matchup. With a record of 25 wins, 2 losses, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. A former super welterweight world champion, most recently returned to action with an emphatic 4th round stoppage over Joey Spencer back in April. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Sydney, the Australian boxing superstar, the former world champion. Please welcome the challenger, Tszyu.
First of all, what a pleasure to be on this stage, the biggest stage of them all. You dream of these moments as a young kid growing up, and to be finally at this moment in this arena, to be fighting for the WBC world title, it's a pleasure of mine. Thank you again to PBC, thank you to No Limit, thank you to my team, thank you to everyone for coming out. We're going to put one hell of a show. As I said previously, he should have killed me the first time, because this time coming, it's going to be a whole different story. Thank you.
Tszyu, ladies and gentlemen, proclaiming it is going to be different this time around. Also, it takes a very special team to get these fighters where they are. For Tszyu, No Limit Boxing and the Rose Brothers, they are in attendance, and they've done an absolute marvelous job with Tszyu. Now a man who is a bit familiar with Tszyu. 22 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Most recently dominated Cordell Booker back in March, stopping him in the 4th round. From Coachella, California, he is the reigning and defending WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora.
thank you for everybody coming out. This is gonna be a great fight. We had to do it twice. That's how nice it was. But thank you, Al Heyman. Thank you, Samson. Thank you, PBC, for putting me on this great card. We have a legend, Pacquiao, coming back. We have all these great fighters, all these world title fights, and we're gonna put on a great show for you guys Saturday.
Sebastian, I'm sorry about the mic, but it doesn't reach your height. 6'6.5", the tallest world champion in boxing today. Sebastian Fundora. Also, I want to acknowledge his promoter, Samson Lukowicz, who is somewhere here. Samson Lukowicz certainly knows talent, and he told me, much like how he did with previous fighters like David Benavidez and Sebastian Fundora, he said, Sebastian will be a world champion. And lo and behold, here we are yet again. Samson, you're never wrong when it comes to your prognostications. Let's talk with the fighters up here, a part of our pay-per-view undercard. Right before we get to Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, I'll start with you, Brandon. Working with Manny Robles, what has that been like for you? And I know you love where you're from in West Laco, Texas. You've relocated. You are focused with Manny, who's been in the corner of some esteemed world champions. What has this training camp been like, and your mindset heading into your showdown against Joet Gonzalez?
Man, this training camp has been amazing. This time my family didn't come with me. They're always with me every step of the way, but this time, I want to be at the elite level. I talked to my father. We came to an agreement, and I had to sacrifice my family as well. If I got to do so to become the best in the world, I would do anything. I love the sport, and I will absolutely do anything for it. So for me to be at the best shape of my life, I had to make the connection with Manny Robles. Been working with him for the past 2 months. I'm so confident, I'm strong, I'm healthy, and I'm just proud of my team, where we came from, and I'm just very content. The passion I have for the sport is immense, and I just can't wait to go out there and dance Saturday night.
Do you feel, Brandon, that this is sort of a reinvigoration for you at this stage of your career? You're young, but you have a wealth of experience, and you've been in some knockdown, drag-out, very physically taxing fights.
Yes, sir. This sport is very demanding. It's very brutal, but I love every part of it. I wouldn't want to do anything else. This is what I wanted to do since I was 4 years old. I wrote a book about it, and I'm living in my dreams, fighting on TV, fighting for belts in the biggest of stages. And, it's all, it's a trickling down from my older brother. He paved the way for me, and I'm just here following his footsteps and keep putting our name up there.
If you don't know, Brandon's brother is here, Omar Figueroa, former world champion as well. He was involved in some amazing matchups as well. Joet Gonzalez, for you, what kind of matchup are you expecting out of Brandon Figueroa on Saturday?
An exciting matchup. I'm expecting an exciting matchup. You got a fighter who's coming off a loss. I know he's very hungry to get back in his winning track. So I'm expecting the best Brandon Figueroa there's ever been. And it is what it is, but I'm planning on getting that victory Saturday.
What do you have to do in order to get your hand raised over the former two-division world champion?
Just beat him in every aspect, whether it's boxing, whether it's a toe-to-toe battle. That's pretty much it. I just got to beat him in every way possible and get the win.
Brandon, I'll end with you. Are you expecting a toe-to-toe war, something that is so customary and embedded into your DNA?
Of course. He's a comfort fighter, aggressive just like me. And I'm going to bring it. I'm going to come with everything. I'm going to leave it on the ring. And the only way I'm going to step out of there is with the victory.
All right, Brandon Figueroa, ladies and gentlemen, Joet Gonzalez. That'll begin our pay-per-view, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. It is PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. I'm going to switch around a little bit and talk with Anel Fiero. Angel, that battle that you had against Isaac Pitbull Cruz in February, people are talking about it around the globe. As the fight progressed, it got better and better and really symbolized a Mexican slugfest. Do you believe that you should have been awarded the victory?
Bueno, tu pelea en febrero contra Isaac Cruz no solo se robó el show, sino que hablaron de ella en todo el mundo. Y además fue una batalla que progresivamente se volvió mejor y mejor, una verdadera batalla mexicana. ¿Sentís que debiste haber ganado?
Mira, siempre, como cada pelea le digo, todas mis derrotas le levantaban la mano a Pitbull Cruz ese día. Bueno, lo acepto. Simplemente me preparé mejor y esta vez vengo a aclarar las dudas de esa pelea. Esa noche vieron ganar a Pitbull y bueno, pero para mí me preparé muy fuerte, hice un gran campamento y esta vez vengo a dejar en claro la decisión que tuvieron los jueces en la pelea pasada.
No, look, I accept my defeat to Pitbull back then. He was the winner. The judges decided that. That's fine. I decided to look forward, to prepare better than ever. And now I'm ready to, like I said before, to clear up any doubts that the judges may have had before. So this time, I'm going to be the one with my hand raised and leaving no doubt about what I do inside the ring.
Do you feel that you have to go out there and knock him out in order to sort of cement your status as the superior fighter over Isaac Pitbull Cruz?
¿Sentís que para demostrar que sos el boxeador superior tenés que noquearlo a Isaac Cruz, que llegar a la campana final no es una opción viable?
Bueno, como lo dije en las entrevistas, siempre mi palabra la cumplo. Dije que iba a ir a fajarme con Pitbull y lo hice y esta vez va a ser igual. Yo vengo a dar una gran pelea. Solamente lo único que puedo decir es que el error que cometa Pitbull lo pagará. Y pues bueno, en esta pelea, o como lo dije, se va Pitbull o me voy yo, que dudo mucho que me vaya a ir yo.
Look, I've said it in interviews before, and I'm a man of my word. Like, what I can promise is that I'm gonna try my best out there, and I know it's either Pitbull or me. Only one of us is gonna remain standing. So it's up to me to make it where I am gonna be standing on top, no matter what it takes.
Isaac, when he says about, and he, says and tries to get under your skin, does that aggravate you at all?
¿Te molestan las provocaciones de Ángel cuando él intenta así como pincharte un poquito con sus declaraciones?
No, de ninguna manera. Estoy acostumbrado que hablen antes del ring, antes de subir al ring. Y bueno, yo solo vengo a hacer mi trabajo y a demostrar que soy mejor que él y por eso merecemos ser campeones del mundo nuevamente.
No, look, I've fought plenty of fighters that they like to speak before the fight. They like to talk a lot of trash and then, nothing. So what I can do is to prepare my hardest, and my goal is not to trash talk, it's to be a world champion, and that's what I'm going after. I want to win the world title.
What did you learn in that first fight against Anel Fiero?
¿Qué lecciones tomaste de esa primera pelea contra Fierro?
Bueno, hicimos nuestro trabajo, pero bueno, nosotros nos enfocamos en esta nueva preparación. Hicimos una excelente preparación, la pasada ya fue y bueno, esta es una nueva historia y venimos muy fuertes.
I focus on my preparation. That's the most important thing. We studied the tape, yes, but the most important thing is that I feel strong and I'm ready to go.
Angel, do you feel like you're better equipped to handle the pressure of Isaac Pitbull Cruz because you have shared the ring with him in your first outing?
Ahora que compartiste el ring con Pitbull, ¿te sentís más preparado para aguantar esa presión que él ejerce dentro del cuadrilátero?
Sí, claro, mis campamentos siempre han sido fuertes, no hago menos a ningún rival, todos los tomo muy en serio y esta pelea la tomé aún más en serio que la primera. Entonces vengo bien preparado y estoy listo para los 2 rounds. Si Pitbull dice que vamos a dar una guerra, estoy de acuerdo. Yo también vengo al choque, creo que somos 2 trenes sin freno y para dar una guerra se necesita de 2 mexicanos y este sábado vamos a hacer que la gente retumbe el escenario.
Look, we're like 2 runaway trains without brakes. We're gonna go out there and brawl with each other. So the first experience was definitely something valuable to me, but I focused on myself, on my training, and we're gonna show what a true Mexican war is all about.
Isaac, do you fight better when you are competing against someone from your country where nationalistic pride is on the line and you have an aggressive fighter that essentially wants to knock you unconscious?
Bueno, ¿te sentís más motivado cuando se trata de pelear contra un compatriota y que además de todo eso sea alguien que te quiere noquear y mandarte a dormir?
Bueno, creo que las peleas yo siempre me las tomo en serio, no menosprecio a ningún rival. Bueno, en esta ocasión no será la excepción y yo solo vengo a dar una gran pelea y que la gente sea la ganadora.
I'm not about to shrink against any fighter, and this is no exception. I'm here always to provide a great fight for the fans. I fight for them. I want them to be the true winner. I keep saying that, and I mean it. I want them to enjoy the fight and make this night worth it.
One more question for both, and then we'll get to our co-main event. Angel, how is this fight going to be different?
¿Cómo será diferente esta pelea de la primera, Ángel?
Bueno, venimos más maduramente que la primera, pero lo que sí puedo decir, lo puedo decir a Pitbull, se lo puedo decir al público. Por ahí dicen que venimos a correr. Yo mi palabra la cumplo y el día sábado voy a cumplir. Vengo otra vez al choque, vengo a dar una guerra, simplemente con una mejor madurez y una mejor estrategia.
I feel more mature. I have a better strategy this time around. And I'm going to say this to the fans because it's not worth it to say to Pitbull anyway, but he thinks I'm going to run? Hell no. I'm here to brawl, and I'm here to clash, and it's going to be an outstanding war on Saturday night.
Isaac, when he says he's going to bring a war to you, your thoughts?
Bueno, ¿qué opinas de lo que acaba de decir Ángel? De que él no va a correr, él viene al choque, él viene a pelear.
Qué bueno, que venga a dar una gran pelea. Yo no tengo nada que decir, nada más que Dios lo bendiga y nos vemos el sábado en la noche.
Well, you know what? Good for you. And I'm glad that you're going to come to war because you're going to have to look out. God bless you because you have no idea what you're in for, and it's going to be a great fight on Saturday night.
A Mexican showdown, the rematch between Isaac Pitbull Cruz and Anel Fiero. Now, speaking of rematches, we have Sebastian Fundora defending his WBC super welterweight crown against the challenger, Tszyu. Tim, a rematch. You took the first fight on 11 days' notice. Now that you have more time to prepare, do you believe that that is going to be a huge, advantage for you when it comes to altering the result here in the rematch?
Yeah, I think with a proper camp, a proper preparation, being able to see things that work and see things that don't work, it plays a big part. And I hope to, and I will put on a different performance, a more intelligent one, and yeah.
He is the tallest world champion right now in the sport of boxing. How difficult is it to try to emulate somebody with that kind of height and that kind of reach?
It's tough. It's tough, especially when you're 5'10" and you're fighting someone 6'6". It's not an easy job. But I've never been one of those guys that isn't afraid to get hit. If you're gonna get hit, to take a few and to land a few, then so be it. That's just part of boxing.
For you, Sebastian, the champion, as you get ready for your rematch, what did you learn in that first matchup against Tszyu?
Anything can happen in boxing. It's just as simple as that. It's just reminders. I really feel like I don't learn anything during the fight. It's just reminders, and that a reminder was stick to the plan.
Also, when it comes to, going ahead and competing against a man who you took away his world championship, but now you are the champion, you're coming in as the A side. How much confidence do you feel coming into this matchup?
I feel very confident. I felt confident in the first fight. I feel confident in this fight. It's just we have to run it back.
Are you expecting another bloody affair?
Yeah, why not? This is boxing. There's punches being thrown, and damage can be done. So, expect the worst, I guess.
Tim, one of the narratives in the first fight happened to be about the cut that you suffered in the fight. I've watched the Gloves Off episode, and it seems to be a point for you that it disrupted you. And, how much did that hinder you in the fight?
Physically and mentally to a certain point. The fact that I wasn't able to, I was distracted. Instead of coming back in my corner thinking about the fight, I was thinking about my cut. And that always presents challenges, especially when you're fighting at the very, very top level. Sebastian came out saying that he thought that I could see clearly, which facts was that I couldn't see clearly. But you know what? This is why the rematch is here. There's a lot of questions to be answered from both sides, not just my side. And the questions will be answered.
Sebastian, you've been pretty dismissive of the cut, as we've seen on the Gloves Off episode. Why have you had that notion that you felt that the cut wasn't a significant factor in the fight from your perspective?
Because he fought the whole fight. If there was such a big problem, I think the corner would have stopped the fight. If it was such a big a problem, that's the only word I can think of right now. But that's what I think. Again, like yesterday, they were asking me the same question. I can only speak from my point of view. If he's fighting me, I think he's fine. If the fight stops, then the fighter's not fine. That's what I saw. I was in the ring.
Tim, how excited are you to enter?
When I hop into the ring, I come in with the mentality that I'm going to die in the ring, and sometimes that's a problem, and sometimes for my corner to say, oh, we're going to stop the fight, that was never part of what I'm about. I'm about just getting in there and just finishing to the very, very end. If it means you're going to get knocked out, it means you're going to get knocked out. You try get back up, get back up, get back up. For me, if my corner stopped it, I would have had the shits. I would have had the shits with them. I would have had the shits with life. And the fact that I could have lived my life without knowing the true potential, So that answers the question of why the corner didn't stop it.
Sebastian, how do you prepare yourself for what is likely going to be another toe-to-toe affair where you're both going to essentially push yourselves to the limit inside the ring on Saturday night?
Prepare the same way I've been doing. I'm here at the top level. I'm a world champion. I think the strategy, the plans we've been going through and doing have been very successful. So I'm just going to continue to do these things and, win.
Tim, for you, same question. How do you prepare? You've been through it before. After the first fight, you were in the hospital. You couldn't even go to sleep because you had a concussion. So I'm sure you had quite a bit of time that evening to think about the first fight. But on Saturday, how are you preparing yourself in all aspects for this war that we are expecting on Saturday against Sebastian Fundora?
That's what we do. We're fighters, man. We're both in it to the very end. We at the end of the day, we wish our partners, we wish our family, we say our goodbyes, and we hop in the ring and we risk our lives, And me and Fundora were the perfect dance partners together because we bring out the best of each other. And may the best man win, and I know who the best man is.
Is there an extra sense of urgency that you feel? Because when I saw you as a world champion, there was an aura about you. Not that it's been diminished, but I know you crave that world title more than anything on this planet. But how much do you have that sense of urgency to reclaim what you feel is rightfully yours?
Yeah, for sure. I think with adversity, you only grow. And what happened in the past has only made me into who I am today. And today is a dangerous, hungry, young fighter who's willing to take it all and just wants success, So for me, this is a different phase I'm in from last year. It's a more mature, more smarter, more hungrier, and more confident.
Sebastian, from your standpoint, in order to retain this green belt that you have craved and that you love having, and your sister Gabriela is also world champion as well, the Fighting Fundora family, what you guys do is win world championships. But how much do you desire, and you're looking to go that extra mile to make sure that on Saturday night you leave with the WBC Super Welterweight Championship in your possession?
It's a big feeling. We trained hard for this. This is the dream. It's all boxers' dream to become world champion and to continue to be world champion, become a legacy in this sport. So, it's nice that we have the main event as Manny Pacquiao, an icon in this sport, to remind us all, everybody in the card, that, we all can be there. We all can be that guy. And, I'm very motivated for this fight. And I'm happy again to be here, happy to be in front of the Las Vegas fans, the best venue for boxing. And I'm just going to put on a great show on Saturday.
You going to steal the show with Tim Tszyu on Saturday?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. This fight is the fight to watch.
Tim, are you going to steal the show on Saturday with Sebastian Fundora?
He answered it, 100%.
Awesome. For Tim, for those that don't know, I love going back in boxing history. Your father, Tszyu, has had some memorable moments inside this building. How much are you looking forward to creating your own legacy and following your father's footsteps?
Yeah, 100%. My dad won his first world title here. He also won his undisputed world title against Zab Judah. and to create this Tszyu legacy and like Australian sporting moments. It's a big responsibility, but it's a big pleasure of mine. So I can't wait to step in there and live a young kid's dream, chasing legacy and chasing greatest sporting moments in history.
You have a lot of Australian fans that are supporting you. Australian media has come from halfway around the world. What do you want to say specifically to those in Australia?
Thank you, guys. You know it. You know it. I don't even have to say much.
Sebastian, you're very proud of your Mexican heritage, being from Coachella, California. Your father, Freddie, your trainer, as we mentioned about the lineage of the Fundora fighting family. But what do you want to say to all the Mexican boxing fans and those in Coachella?
You know, tune in Saturday. Tune in Saturday. We're going to put on a great show. You know, Fundora's been doing their thing, and then we continue to do it for a long time.
All right, before we get ready to let these guys go, it is prediction time. We'll start off with Joet Gonzalez matching up against Brandon Figueroa. Joet, your prediction, sir?
Victory. Victory by any means necessary. I'm going to get the win.
Brandon, your thoughts and how will the fight unfold?
Of course, victory with my hand raised, and hopefully next fight I'll be fighting the world champion.
All right, Brandon Figueroa, Joet Gonzalez. Anel Fiero, your rematch against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. How's it going down?
Ángel, predicción para tu pelea del sábado contra Pitbull Cruz, ¿cómo termina?
Ganar, ya está por la vía del knockout de edición, pero coronarme campeón del mundo.
Look, I'm gonna win no matter what. Knockout, decision, I don't care. All I wanna be is a world champion.
He's predicting a W is Anel Fiero, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. How is the fight going to play out?
Lo mismo pregunta para vos, Isaac.
Ganar, por eso estoy aquí, para ser nuevo campeón del mundo y sentirme orgulloso de ser mexicano.
I wanna win no matter what. I wanna be a world champion, and I'm so proud to be Mexican.
All right, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Anel Fiero, the rematch. Speaking of rematches, this one for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Tszyu, your prediction?
One word: war.
Oh my goodness. Sebastian Fundora, your rematch against Tszyu on Saturday night.
If it's going to be more, let's make it a bloody one again. Why not, right?
Wow, Sebastian Fundora, Tszyu, all I could say when it comes to our co-main event, will it be repeat for Sebastian Fundora, or will it be redemption for Tszyu? A round of applause for our pay-per-view fighters, ladies and gentlemen. What a tremendous card from top to bottom. We're going to post them off. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you at the weigh-in tomorrow, Fight Night Saturday, AXS.com if you want to be inside the building here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, or PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. We're going to have the fighters face off. What a card from top to bottom, Las Vegas. Get ready for something special. History will be made on Saturday night. Thank you.